Hi, this is Roundtable. It's a platform where students, athletes who have received sports scholarships through ASM can connect and share their experiences. Today we have Alvin. Great to chat with you.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Please tell us more about yourself.
So my name's Alvin. Originally Kenyan. I was born here. Went to high school here up until about year 10. Then I took my football career, my football journey to the UK for about 2 years. Played in an academy. It was called Claremont Academy, and finished off high school in the US in New York, upstate, called Hoosac School. So yeah, I'm currently in college right now, Laramie Community County College, and planning on transferring to my final school for the last 2 years. So that's kind of my journey in a short snip.
That's great. For some of you who don't know, Alvin's one of our student athletes, and we're great to have him here. We're really proud of him. If you could also tell us, like, how did you get started playing soccer?
That's just something that I feel like when you're born in Kenya, the environment you live in is kind of just a staple sport. All my friends played it growing up, all my family. So it was just kind of something I used to do with my friends, in the estate, in the area. Just kind of grew into it, and never really took it serious, but just always had fun with it until, high school. So always been playing it as long as I can remember, honestly, and yeah, that's kind of how I grew into it.
Okay, that's good. I think we'll have a lot of athletes who have also gone through the same experience and are also doing the same because I think football is played everywhere, especially in Nairobi and many parts of Kenya. So it's great to see that the talent and everything starts, from the A states or before it goes to academies and such things. So yeah, that's really nice. So I'd like to ask, like, how's your time been in America since you said you've been there for your prep school, high school?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's it been? Like, what would you say, like, it is to like go to high school in America? Because I think many people here, they would not know or have an idea, or they just see like from movies or something like this. So if you could just tell them like any pointers or any differences you'd see from high school here and there?
Honestly, personally speaking, I don't feel like I went to the typical American high school. The high school I went to was mainly for sports, for athletes, and mainly internationals as well. So not many American citizens went to that school. But what I would say is it's much more free than high school in Kenya. I feel like, Kenya, there's a lot more rules, a lot more, there's a standard you have to live up to. Not saying there's no standard in America, but you're just given a lot more freedom from a younger age. And where I went to school was kind of like in the countryside, not really in the city. So we're kind of like in a bubble per se. And you build a relationship. It is boarding, and I feel like when you're in a boarding school, you build relationships with your peers, with your friends, with your teammates. And I feel like the main difference is just that freedom aspect. You're allowed to do more, you're allowed to be on your own, be more, independent.
So that's really good. So you'd actually recommend also like some of the athletes who might come after you and others who are interested in going to study and play in America to use the prep school option?
Yeah, the prep school option, and the good thing about prep school is you don't really have to search for a club. A lot of the American citizens who go to high school in, let's say a public school or that kind of sort, they can play the whole year. Obviously football is played for one term, one semester,
Yeah.
September to November, and then during the spring they have to go and find a club of their own. But in prep school, you can play for your school throughout the whole year. Still play against other clubs, other top clubs. In my high school time, we played against an MLS team called New England Revolution. Still playing for a high school team, but we still managed to, play competitively. So I would recommend you to play prep school.
Okay. That's really, really great information, really. I would ask, like, okay, like, off my top of my head, I think, what would you say are the things you've enjoyed most? Okay, not really only in high school or in university. Like, what are some of the things you've enjoyed? studying, playing, and living in America?
I feel like when you're in America, you're in a different environment, a different culture, and it's always nice to learn from new people, learn how other people live, how other people think, and that's kind of a main thing that I've come to learn. I've moved around a lot in the U.S. in my time in the U.S. in the 4 years I've been there, and what I'll say is, it's so close, but so far, because every place you go to, people live a different way. People think a different way. They act a certain way, and it's just interesting. It's nice to have some diversity in your life. Go find different things. So that's kind of the main thing I've liked.
So the things that you've liked, you'd say, is the diversity and the ability to, let's say, make something out of that change
Yeah,
in the environment. Oh, okay.
definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, there's something that also happened during your season. I'd say I saw you got a honorable mention. Yeah, at your junior college this year, his last year actually. And first of all, I want to say congratulations for
Thank
that.
you so much.
Yeah, and I'd like you to just tell us like what led to that and what are some of the nice things that they saw in you that they decided to give you this honorable mention, because I don't think it's just anyone who gets this.
So these are just kind of awards they give to players in the league. Kind of if you have a good season, if you're able to perform well enough, you get these kind of awards. And there's some individual, things you have to do, but I feel like a lot of these awards are down to your main team, how well your team does. So the better your team does, the more awards you get, and the more you're seen, kind of. Because there are amazing players that didn't get any, awards just because their team didn't do nearly as well. So yeah, I had a role to play. I played a part, but I feel like when the team is succeeding a lot, then we get chance to get awards. Because I think it was like 8 of us who got awards for the season. So it
Out
just
of
comes
like
down
how
to
many? Out of how many players?
so main. You never get like really subs who get as many awards. Many of them were people who started most of the games. So I'd say 8 out of the starting 11, or 6 to 8 out of the starting 11 got awards.
Okay. Okay. Is that also due to, let's say, the amount of goals you scored?
Yeah. So this year I played striker, for you guys who don't know. My first year playing striker, and I managed to do pretty well. The more goals you score, the more you're noticed, and everyone knows a goal scorer. I feel like when you're a striker and you score goals, everyone knows who you are, and you're kind of like the focal point of everything. So me scoring those goals was really played a big part in me getting those awards and being seen and being posted and just put out there.
And would you say some of this is due to the coach at Laramie?
Definitely. We only get to work with these coaches for a small amount of time. Obviously, I played JUCO, which is a 2-year program, and I came in the second year actually, so it only gave me about a month before the season started for me to really get to know my coaches and get to know how they wanted to play. But the coaches always have a style that they want our players to play, and it's kind of up to us just to fulfill their vision. So they're definitely, they're good coaches, good advice that helped us get through, obstacles, and played a really big part in us doing well and so, achieving what we achieved.
Yeah, definitely I agree, and that's what I would say. Like, it's amazing what you've been able to do in that short amount of time, because you are part of the reason they went that far. And I remember them posting and talking about how good you are, and I don't think it just happens to any player who comes in at a short time. I think some of them might have a longer time, and it's something remarkable. You had a remarkable season, and I think you should be very proud of yourself
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
for it. Yeah. This is also for the others who are looking and who will be able to watch this. Like, he's definitely an example and somebody who people can listen to. So yeah, a bit of some fun fact and some things you like. Want to know like, do you have any, let's say, pre-match routine, any meal, any music? Maybe you listen to country music. We don't know. Anything you'd say like are your best things or go-to things before games or after games? Maybe you can give us a few info on that.
As far as meals go, just try to keep it, light and a bit healthy. I'm not really into, superstitions of, have to eat the same meal every single time. I just like to keep it light and, just a bit healthy and a bit of more carbohydrates just so I can have energy. Music, yeah, I'm not someone who likes to blast music. I have a lot of teammates who just blast the speaker the whole way and, the party and all that energy. I'm just kind of a calm before the storm kind of person. And, I'm a big Drake fan, so always have to have Drake. Always have to have Drake before a game, something
Drizzy,
polite,
Drizzy,
something calm.
Six God.
Yeah, so yeah, before a game I just try to be as calm as possible, just so I can have a clear head.
Wait for all the Drizzy fans. So, which song of Drake is the go-to?
Lately, it's been Drop Picasso, for all the dogs.
Okay.
Kind of at the moment, it always changes, but
Yeah.
I feel like that was the main song that I kind of played the most before a game. So, yeah, if I was to choose one, I'll choose that one. Probably.
Yeah. It's a good song. It's a good song. I think the album did well. Yeah, interesting. So, yeah, so you'd say light meals, Drizzy, and meditation, anything like that, or because I think when you're big calm, I think it plays a part. So yeah, I don't know if that's part of also your routine or there's anything else.
Maybe not intentionally, maybe subconsciously it is meditation just because of how calm I am and how, far away from everything I am before a game. So meditation on purpose, no, but maybe subconsciously, maybe I'm in a state of meditation that I don't know. And probably a big reason for why I'm able to perform most of the time, all of the time.
Yeah, all of the time. Yeah, all of the time. That's the one. I like that confidence. So yeah, I think I don't know if we have any more questions. I would say one that would be interesting is like, what advice would you have like for any student athlete who would be wanting to start with ASM, and maybe any advice you'd give them? You being someone who's already doing well, I think it would be nice for them to hear your point of view.
Yeah, I feel like this is a process. What people don't get is it's not like a quick transaction to get to where you want. There's always gonna be things you have to pay for, and that's a guarantee. But what people don't understand is you have to. It's time. It's time. People want to rush things. People want to get there before it's their time. Before it's time to get there, and any advice I'd give, just be patient. Trust the process. Is kind of what I would like to say. Trust the process because at the end of the day, it's not up to the agency. It's up to the coach, and ASM is kind of just like to give you a fighting chance, to give you a chance to get to where you want to be, and they're just a bridge. And at the other side of the bridge is a coach who either wants you or not, and it's the harsh reality, but that's the way it is in this business. And I feel like by yourself, it's way harder to cross that bridge. And with an agency, especially ASM, who's able to guide you through that process and kind of be there to comfort you and reassure you, it's important. It's important, but it's never just a quick transaction to, here to pro, here to D1. It's a process. It's a process.
Okay. I think that's really what I would also say. I think everything takes time. I think I agree with you fully. I think there's no shortcuts when it comes to sports. Same thing as it's academics, right? Yeah, you have to do the 4-year degree if you want the degree. So if you think you're better than others on the pitch, you have to prove it and show yourself, just like you're doing. So again, it's great having you. I think the last question is like, apart from the football, you tell us more on what you're doing academically as well, and what you're trying to pursue on with the side of books.
Okay, so what I'm planning on studying is mechanical engineering. Just because of the difficulty of my major, it's been difficult, to find good schools athletically, just because they're so competitive. I've been able to talk to a couple, but that's just something I want to pursue after football and after I graduate, and kind of been a passion of mine since I was kind of young, probably out of middle school. So it's hard, but it's something I'd like to pursue and plan to take on.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, that's Alvin who can do both of them. That's in the field and in the pitch. And this is what our student athletes should be looking forward to. So there we have it, guys. This is the first guest, Alvin Udoto, on the Roundtable Talk, and we're very, very glad to have you.
Thank you so much for having me, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, until next time, guys. Peace.